Hello, everyone. Hi. I have Ankita and Jobin with me.
Hello,
Hi.
hello, good evening. Hello, hi.
We thought we'll discuss whatever we got from the students about the questions of the retest. How was it for all of you? Did you do well? It was not so bad, right? A lot of questions were there that were easy and good. Obviously, some questions will be difficult. It's a national level exam. Most of our students were saying they got a lot of questions from our materials and classes and revisions. I'm so happy to hear that. Right. So I have made a PowerPoint, so has Jobin, for papers 1 and 2 with a lot of areas. I'm sure that a lot of our students who did not write the exam would be excited to see what happened in the exam. Shall I share my PPT? Yes, NTA Net retest question paper analysis. We have the major areas as we all expected. British literature, lots of questions. Indian literature, also lots of questions. Then some criticism, literary theory. Then American literature, post-colonial literature, research, methodology, all these areas were covered. I think that was expected. In paper 2, we expected all these to be there. What about you, Jobin? Did you, was paper 1 questions also expected?
Ma'am, to some extent, like all short questions was like from teaching aptitude and all, like we had some short topics, short
Yeah.
portion. That was expected ones. NEP was expected. Swayam was expected. Sampling was expected. All those short expected questions was there. And somewhat to DI, like data interpretation, I think for the shift 1, it was easy, they were telling. And shift 2, like it was somewhat, compared to the OMR exam, it was easy, both shift.
Good, good. Now, let us take a quick look. Ankita, you are also familiar with all this.
Hi.
Ankita, would you like to just take a look at this and read and tell us what kind of questions came?
Yes. So, especially I was in the first shift. So there's portions from British literature, like Shakespeare's historical plays, uh, was there. The chronology of Shakespeare's historical plays. Then there was a statement-based question from the Canterbury Tales. And also, we got match the following in terms of who wrote which restoration comedy. Also, very easy questions were there, like who among the following was not a member of the Bloomsbury group, or who was not a lake poet. Then autobiographical works were important, both of Black British writers, and also we got autobiographical work of Mary Wollstonecraft. Then there were, here we can see Louisa May Alcott. So there was this one question in the first shift where we were asked what was the sequel of Louisa May Alcott's Little Women. Then we got famous quotes from various novels like Thomas Hardy's The Mayor of Casterbridge and George Eliot's novel of Adam Bede. So famous quotes were there. Also, we also got questions from Tatler, Spectator, Guardian, like the famous periodicals of the 18th century. Then again, to come to quotes, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. This is a direct question from our encyclopedia. Like this is a quote from Pope's and Essay on Criticism. Again, how many nights in the Fairy Queen? These are all directly from our encyclopedia. Then works of George Orwell, like the dystopian works of George Orwell, then Aldous Huxley, because it was a statement-based question where we were asked if George Orwell's 1984 and Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, if these two are dystopian texts. So yes, obviously these two are dystopian texts. Then children's literature chronology was there in the second shift, and Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, then William Golding's Lord of the Flies. These texts came in chronology, like arrange them in the perfect chronological order. Then movies based on partition, movies based on comedy of errors, all this came in the second shift.
Okay, so that is not all. This is just the first slide. There are many more topics coming up. So I think generally they want, as usual, people with a lot of general knowledge and original movie watching, original reading, not just people who mug up, and also a thorough knowledge of literary history. I'm glad that they are asking traditional topics also a lot. And Ankita, I think they asked a lot of genre-based and movement-based questions,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If
Like
you know
sci-fi.
literary terms,
Hmm.
literary terms, genres, and movement, that itself will help you really, really well. Yeah. So moving on, we have the Kit Kat Club. Many students were telling me I had a funny code for Kit Kat Club. A boy and a wall. Tonson is standing against a wall and crying, "Buh, buh, buh," and bruh. That code really helped everybody. My funny codes really helped. I'm so glad. And also there was a question based on which of the following novels has a disabled character. Where we had options from Moby Dick, Madame Bovary, etc. A Christmas Carol. Yeah. And E.M. Foster's homosexual novel, that is Morris. Questions based on Fairy Queen, Utopia, Thackeray. They were not very tricky questions for people who have studied on their own really well. I'm sure it really helped. And many of these questions were from encyclopedia. Ankita, from Thackeray onwards, would you like to speak on
Yes, yes.
questions?
So, yes, we got questions from Victorian literature like Thackeray, Dickens. Also, there was a chronology questions from G.B. Shaw, like Arms and the Man, Pygmalion, these plays were there, and we were asked to, arrange them in the correct chronology. Then stream of consciousness. Actually, there was a mistake in the options because who coined the term stream of consciousness? It's actually William James, but William James was not there. So I marked May Sinclair because it seemed more, correct than the other options. Again, who wrote the first tragedy Gorboduc? One author was there already in the question, like Thomas Norton, and who else was the author of the second part? Rehearsal, again, Dryden. A Christmas Carol in context of who, I mean, if there are any disabled characters in the novel. Campus novels chronology, again from our encyclopedia, we have a very thorough chapter on this. One statement from Paradise Lost, yes. Again, France a note, like who wrote France a note? Again, directly from our encyclopedia. Like if you have read our 3 encyclopedias, at least you will get 25 questions directly from our encyclopedia. So that was a big rescue.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So it really pays off to work hard. Thank you for that. And then there were questions from utopian, dystopian novels. And I always talk about John Milton as Lady of Christ. That question, G.M. Hopkins as Inscape and Instress, Angry Young Men Movement, Paradise Lost, Beowulf. What was that, Ankita? Paradise Lost and
It
Beowulf?
was a chronology question. We were given text like Beowulf, Paradise Lost. Also, one text like that. One text, I think from a later era, from 18th century, and it was a chronology question, and we
So
had to
people who know
arrange them.
history really must have found it easy. That
Yes.
question. And what is this plan of the novel, Ankita?
Actually, I think this question was in a second shift. So I don't know
People
exactly.
said that was a very
Yeah.
easy question. Jane Austen's plan of the novel was actually an easy question, they said. Then Fanny Burney-based question, Poet Laureate, Booker Prize, Pulitzer Prize, all that people said they came. Then Black British writers, then something based on John Keats's Truth is Beauty, Beauty is Truth. Then against whom did Sidney write an apology for poetry? That was also asked. Who wrote lesbian gay literature? Options were John Wayne, Elizabeth Jennings. Quotes from Advancement of Learning by Bacon. Which of the following is not a movie based on Macbeth? Do you remember that, Ankita?
Okay, so I didn't get any movie ka question in my shift, but palindrome, eponymous, epithet, epigram. These terms were there in my shift, and these questions were, a cakewalk for us because we did so much literary terms in your sessions, in both paid class revision sessions and all. So all these literary terms and everything were a cakewalk for us. Also, you always told us how poet laureate. Dryden was the first official poet laureate, and it started from 1668. So if you knew that just one answer, it was a very easy question to match. Like from when this Nobel Prize, Booker Prize started. So these questions were very easy.
Wonderful. Oops, sorry. So there are more. I have just by mistake pressed something. Right. So, Ankita, how did you find the exam?
For me, the question was quite easy. Especially the paper 2 part was a cakewalk for me. And I think I tried my best in paper 1. And again, some questions which we did in paper 1, they were directly from our class, like sampling methods. Then, when a water body becomes extremely low
Hey,
in
we'll come to
nutrients.
paper 1 in a minute.
Yes, so all these questions have also helped me a lot, especially in paper 1.
Great. So, but let us do Indian literature and other areas and then go to paper 1.
Yes, yes,
Salman
yes.
Rushdie, R.K. Narayan, Geeta Hariharan, Mahesh Dattani, all major writers. So those who are writing December exam, please make sure you look up all these writers. Raja Rao, Michael Madhusudan Dutt, Sarojini Naidu, and Perumal Murugan. Wow, some contemporary novelists. These days, as you know, writers from other languages, Indian languages are also becoming important. Which of the novels of Perumal Murugan does not have a Dalit theme? Then Sharan Kumar Limbale, Rasa Theory, Kamala Das, Kavita Kane, Devdutt Patnaik, Amish Tripathi. So Chetan Bhagat, people were saying, why did they ask Chetan Bhagat? But popular fiction is a paper in many universities. Arnold's Friendship Garland. I didn't know that. That's a new information for me also. Friendship's Garland. And also Anglo-Indian writers के बारे में पूछा था क्या?
I think it was in second shift.
Ha. So did you get any of these questions, Ankita?
Yes, I got the question from Uttara Ramacharita. Then Panchatantra was there. Then B.R. Ambedkar's chronology. Then we got a statement-based question from Neeraj C. Chaudhary's The Autobiography of an Unknown Indian. Then the Last Queen. It came in a chronology. And this question was almost from our morning marathon. We did the namesake. Remember the inheritance of loss?
Yeah.
That question was there along with the Last Queen. And it was so easy to arrange this chronology.
And one delinquent chacha wala question.
Yes. Ved Mehta's book and Vikram Sheth. I mean, we have practiced all this so much.
Great.
It was really
What
very
about
interesting.
criticism and theory? Was it challenging? Tough?
No. I found it very easy.
Wow. There were questions on Bakhtin's dialogic imagination, Wolfgang Iser, Derrida, Barthes and Foucault chronology, Lacan. Was it conceptual or author work questions, or what kind of questions?
Most of the questions from theory were either chronology based or a single line question. Like, which among the following is not a mental disposition as propounded by Lacan? And we were given 4 options: historical, real, imaginary, symbolic. So very easy.
Okay. And then also Adorno and Horkheimer, Wolfgang Iser, Instrus and Inscape, diegesis, about diegesis, and catastrophe, prostasis. What is that, Ankita? I
think this last point was there in the second shift. But from this slide, I got questions from Wolfgang Iser, his works like The Act of Reading, The Implied Reader, then Roland Barthes and Foucault's chronology. That was also again very easy. Lacan, questions from Raymond Williams, then Pierre Bourdieu, and I also got the culture industry questions from Adorno and Horkheimer. Very good. And then European post-colonial and American literatures. Chinua Achebe, Nadine Gordimer, Jean Rice, Judith Wright. All these are covered in our classes. Good. Once again, Udguru Nunukal, Cat Walker. This I had taught in one batch, and then that came in the next exam. Margaret Atwood chronology tha kya? I think it was in the second shift, but when you were teaching Harlem Renaissance and that question was there, it just got flashed in my mind when you were teaching Harlem Renaissance from the encyclopedia, and I immediately knew the correct options. Like, who among the following is not a Harlem Renaissance figure? And the correct options were Alain Locke, Zora Neale Hurston, and Langston Hughes. And one other personality was there, but that person was not associated with this movement. Harlem. Okay, great. There were questions on Albert Camus, J.M. Coetzee, Toni Morrison's chronology. I taught this. I said Toni Morrison's chronology. Yaad rakho, I had said that. Jhumpa Lahiri. People were laughing because it was Tumpa Lahiri. Tumpa Lahiri. Spelling mistake was there. J was missing. Oh, and people were so surprised. Did you get this question, Ankita? That was the second shift, children's rhymes.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Mary had a little man who wrote it, it seems. Chetan Bhagat, We Willy Winky, Sherlock Holmes, Agatha Christie. So many popular fiction questions.
Yes.
And the ship's name that transported immigrants from India to Trinidad and Tobago, right? Something like that.
Yes.
One option was Bangalore. A chronology of partition movies also.
I
Wow.
got Agatha Christie chronology. That question was there.
So some questions will be there, guys, that you cannot answer. You don't worry about these questions because you are not supposed to answer every question. You know that. So some 30% of questions will be there that you cannot answer. So don't worry about it. If you know what, Jobin, after the exam, they always tell me, ma'am, it was difficult. And then when the result comes, they have passed. You know
Yeah.
why? Because after the exam, you only remember the tough questions, but
Yes,
actually,
yes.
they might have written a lot of questions correctly. What do you think, Jobin? How was your paper?
Paper one, ma'am,
And
when I analysis, can I share the
please do.
point?
We are eager to see what happened in paper one.
Yes, so in paper one, from our students view, what we had is from teaching aptitude. I will start with the teaching aptitude, like from unit wise. We'll start with, and we had a when we had classes and when we have revisions like YouTube live revisions also. I told like in OMR exam also we had a question, two questions from Swayam and also Swayam Prava and all. So this time also we had questions from Swayam. And assessments, every time when we discuss assessment, formative and summative, we'll have digital initiatives also what we discuss in the class. And like also, we discuss the current updates of digital initiatives in the teaching aptitude part. So these all like assessment, formative and summative, like it's a short one we told that will be coming. So that was there, Swayam was there, and all that was in teaching aptitude part. When it comes to the research aptitude, I think like as Angita said, we had like the direct questions what we have revised in the all those YouTube live revisions, all those rapid revisions, all those class what we have live classes, what we have sampling. We had sampling questions, types of research question, variable like nominal variable, reliability, cross-sectional research, and all that we discuss, and also citation. Many times we have revised and like what is like citation, different types of citation and all. That was in research aptitude, and I think the in shift two it have a like a different type of question. Like it came like hard level, I think, in the shift two, but shift one it was easy. I think the students were saying. And in ICT now, like we have a like the new terms coming of ICT, where the part they have a little difficult. But first generation, third generation computers, they are very familiar with. Decimal conversion, they like when it is like decimal conversion is easy only. Like you should have more practice, but we had practice in our classes and also in the YouTube live revisions. We had the decimal conversion. Every binary numbers like from hexadecimal to binary, decimal to binary, all those things we that were in the YouTube live revision. Now open source software and some they were telling some computer malwares, they were not familiar about the names and all. As ma'am told, like as we will have some like 20 to 30% questions that is not familiar with. Like that is a competitive exam. As it is a competitive exam, so we will have some names which are not familiar with. But that is this exam that is from the ICT part. That was from the ICT part. And there was also a fill in the blanks question related with the RAM CPU. RAM, it's a short question every time. They ask about RAM, ROM, and all. So that was a short question that you have. And communication, the thing I got is like a hot media. There is a like which of the things are hot media and all. And the questions about mass communication, blog and all. That was a question from communication. They gave a less importance to communication, I think, this time. Coming to the maths, like in both sets when I analyzed, we had a question from unitary method, and unitary method they didn't ask for a long time, like 3 to 4 years. Like they didn't ask the unitary method, and they are again asking this. Like, for example, 10 people can work these days, this much days, and 15 men and 15 people can this much days, and how many can work in one day and all. So that type of question is again coming and all. And
I have written such a question when I passed, when I
yeah,
wrote.
yeah, they have like it was there till I think it is 2020 and all. Like they have stopped asking, but now they are again
I see.
repeating it.
Ankita, did you find that difficult?
Which one?
Unitary
Unitary
method one.
method.
Unitary method. Like I think it was with
Oh,
the Apple. Like you didn't have the question right. I think shift one.
no, we didn't have any Apple question in the first
No.
shift.
Like it was like 120, 120 anything like unitary one to find the one unitary like a cost or anything like that. I
Work
think
and time, we from maths ka portion in the first shift, we had one work and time question
that was right.
and
That
one
was right.
successive discounts ka
Yeah, work
question.
and time I meant. Work and time. That is a
हाँ
unitary
हाँ हाँ.
using the unitary method we are doing it. That is it. Work
हम्म.
and time. Work and time. And inequality question, that is a new topic that surprised me. That is not on the syllabus. And like actually it is a inequality one that you learn as an abstract mathematics. So you said less than or equal to 2, less than infinity and all it came. So that is the one it was surprised like that. So like next one, coding speed, this successive discounts, number system, profit and loss, we discussed a lot. A lot of questions we had practice. I think like it was easy also for them, of for our students. And higher education, NEP was a sure question. Like I think 2 questions from NEP was asked. It's a very sure question. And foreign university, like a question from like what are the rules and regulations for a foreign university to set up in a like in our country or something, some question like that. I think it's from shift 2 or I believe. And a 5-year plan was also asked. That is like actually when you study about the scheme, we study about the 5-year plan. And like when UGC was established in the 5-year plan, which 5-year plan? That is, I think, and you can relate it. Like I actually 5-year plan started from the 1950s. So like when you know the like with the UGC established date, you can easily get which 5-year plan it was established. And that is it. And then coming to the logical reasoning part, they had some part with Indian logic. That means Indian logic, like the terms they were not familiar with. They didn't ask any pramanas, anumanas, and all. They asked something related with the last time also they asked a different question like, and the syllogism was there, fantasy also was there, square of opposition was there, logical reasoning, and people development is a place where they find like the students find it difficult. New terms were there again, but some of the terms are like very familiar ones. CFCs, Kyoto Protocol, Montreal Protocol, all those discussed one. Short one. Earth Summit, all those discussed one. And one of the like our short was SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. But NDA, like I think they forgot that SDGs now. They didn't ask any question from Sustainable Development Goals. Pollutants was asked. Some I think biodiversity is like a new topic. Asked like for the last 1 or 2 years it didn't ask, but it is now again they asked about biodiversity and all. And towards the data interpretation, I think in the second shift, they had a single table only, not a missing data interpretation or
Oh,
a double table.
last time before the retest, it was so difficult. People were
Yeah.
crying.
Yes. So that was that was my like my praying was okay. Let the students see a easy data interpretation. That means obviously that will be the first question. So that demotivates the students. Like if that is not
Yeah.
getting to them, it demotivates them a lot. So that was easy. I think for shift 1 and shift 2, it was like somewhat easy. That is a solvable one. Data interpretation. It was easy. So that is how my analysis or like what we got from students, ma'am. That's it.
Good. So we are happy. So, Jobin, do you have any new strategies for the next batch?
Yes, actually, we like what I surprised like when we had a new topics in like ICT, like we should have like more terms they should be familiar with, also with people development, because like as it is a very vast topic that we have, like in a 6-month time we have limitations, but then also we will try to make them learn new terms. They make them learn new like familiar terms. All those teaching research and like ma'am, like we'll go with the same revision strategy what we are having, like by the exam practice what we are giving, they are familiar with the terms. They are becoming
Yeah.
familiar with the terms.
Good. Ankita, I think for paper 2, we should have more regular practice with literary movements and genres. Please let us also make quizzes, more quizzes based on literary movements. And
Yes.
also let us have revisions also based on that. What do you say?
Yes, and I was really happy when I saw questions from areas like graphic narratives, because in our current update sessions and all, we have done so much on these areas.
Yeah,
So
I have
yes,
also
and
revised with, yeah.
yes. So I think we should learn more of popular literatures also, and popular literatures, graphic narratives, more of LGBTQ magazines and write-ups, and
Movies.
also yes, movies. So I think we should have a more holistic, I think, sessions from now onwards. Yes.
Right.
I think, ma'am, from my perspective, I think like NDA have like they have been honest to the syllabus of paper one for this time, I think. Like regarding to the December 2023 and also the OMR, they have been somewhat honest. And like for
Yeah.
maths, they have out of syllabus, but they can clarify like that they have a etc. in the syllabus of maths. So they can tell like
Oh,
that,
is
okay, there is
it?
an there is an etc. in maths. There is an etc. in maths. So obviously they can tell that there is an etc. So we can add anything. That is why they
Ah.
added the
But
Indian
even then,
quality.
all questions were not like that. Only
Yeah,
one
no.
or
Yeah, one not. Yeah.
So I think last time we had about 300 students from Valat who passed NET with JRF and without JRF. This time we may have even more, I think. Thankfully, thanks to God, things went on well and students have remembered. Our motivation must have worked. And then December 2024 batch also is very eager. So, Jobin, we have started with very basic level things and we have to give more advanced, tougher questions as we discussed and decided.
Yes,
At
ma'am.
Valat, we have a very structured system of assessments. Some people were saying they got questions from LEAP also. So our admissions are now open. If anybody wants to join our course, you can join. Because more than any crash course, this main course will help you. The videos and whatever has been over is already there in the course. You can access it for lifetime. We are the only coaching center in India that gives such high quality, voluminous material with lifetime access. Because this will help you with PSC exams also. Now I'm doing PSC exams coaching for some states, and all the people who studied NET with us are faring really well because they have all the videos and all the encyclopedias and all the material. That is a very thorough foundation. So if you have not yet done Balat course, this is the right time. You should do it. And we have a big team supporting everybody. I am there in all the courses, maximum doing by my best. You will not regret it unless you work. You should also work with us. Otherwise, you'll regret it. Otherwise, you'll think like, oh, this is not useful. So many people who are working with us, studying with us, they are reaping the benefits of it, aren't they, Ankita and Jobin?
Yes, I agree
Yeah.
because I started when I was so young. I started studying here
In
and
BA, you were in your BA, such a baby you were.
Now
and
Ankita is so
it has
famous
been
in the
so
YouTube
long.
and all.
And now we are going to start CUET, PG and GATE courses. Jobin, you will have your hands full there also because they have
Yeah.
paper one there.
Yes, yes, sure,
And
sure.
Ankita, you will be one of the coordinators because you have done so well with CUET, PG batches before. So all of them got into big universities, didn't they,
Yes,
Ankita?
yes. FLU, Hyderabad, DU, JNU, and so many good universities. And the places they exactly wanted to go to. Because I remember one student from our last CVT batch, she wanted to do a master's in comparative literature. And she specifically wanted to go into HCU. And the day she got into it was almost 3 in the morning, and she texted me, "Ma'am, I got into HCU." And it was such lovely
Such a
moments.
moment of fulfillment. Yeah. So feel free to contact us if you need help. We are starting GATE and CUET coaching very soon. Haryana PSC coaching is going on. Tamil Nadu TRB coaching is also going on. Because of the dates not being announced, I'm going a little slow on it. Towards the exam, they will get rigorous training, RPSC interview training. Everything is happening here. So thank you for your support, everybody. Wish you all the best. We are there if you need us. Bye from me,
Bye.
Jobin.
Bye
And
bye. Thank you.
thank you.